kidding me right now?
That's hooked up.
Pushing the cushion. If he wasn't an inch from the black to the right rear hitting that cushion, literally all the way around that kid was just and never lifted. Was bad fast. So this is how qualifying went. Lane Taylor, brand new track record, 14.124. Right, right behind him, the 21, Jesse Slotfeld.
Yeah, and that's another kid.
This kid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We talked about him last year at the show.
He actually turned in a 14.393.
That's cruising.
Okay. 14 cars. Casey Smith, Casey Starr, Mickey Thompson, Dakota Drake. That's literally the top 6. Okay. I mean, that was bad fast. But like I said, 14 cars qualified. It was awesome. Heat race number 1. This is how it would. Lane Taylor would start out front. Lane Taylor, Casey Smith, Parker Hancock, Miles Massey, Mason Denis, Mason Logston, Haley Bloodgood, and Mickey Thompson would be the top 8 out of 8. And check this out, a 14.284. Lane Taylor took heat number 1. Just bad fast.
How far ahead is at the stripe? I mean, was he
at the stripe? Listen to this. 2.51 seconds.
2.5 seconds in a heat race.
Total time to make 8 laps was 3 minutes and 36 seconds.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you one bit. 71 miles an hour, best time.
That's flying.
That kid's hooked.
You know what? He's fun to watch.
It's just stupid fast.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
I looked at him. I'm like, I don't. At 9 years old, I was pushing a Briggs 4-stroke.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
We were racing.
I wasn't pushing a 72 mile an hour friggin'. 600 midget.
When we were kids, they didn't have that stuff. We probably would have been.
Yeah, right.
It's my story. Let me tell it.
Yeah, right. So heat race number 2. This is who went into heat race number 2. Jesse Slotfeld, the 21, the 22D Dakota Drake, the 13 Star, of course, of Casey Starr, the 11C of Colin Mackey, the 88 David Ward, the 13A of Bradley Lane, and the 41S of Andrew Schlotty? How do you say it? The ink ram.
Oh, that's Cerati.
Cerati.
Right. Yeah.
This is the deal. I gotta get my printouts like how you got yours because for some reason it prints it out like that. I don't know why. But anyways,
it's good. It's good. We've got our notes though.
So this is the deal, man. This is another bad fast group of guys and everything else.
Well, I'm listening to some of the names on heat race, and that's for not even being the fast heat.
Casey Starr, Dakota Drake,
absolutely.
Okay, these two girls, always in the top 5. Always, if they're not in the top 3, they're always in the top 5.
Well,
so
we've talked about Casey Starr in the past, and that's a girl you'll see move up through the ranks into the big sprint cars.
Yeah,
she's got what it takes.
She's racing year round. You talk about racing on the indoor for the cage cars. She's racing on the outdoor. She's racing all the time. Jesse Slotfeld took that by 1.007 seconds over Dakota Drake. But, dude, bad fast, man. I mean, these are,
you got to remember, the majority of these kids they're kids. We're still talking 15 and under.
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah.
And it's just
talent. This is the future of kind of where the Northwest Open Wheel Series is going. It's these kids we're talking about now.
It's crazy. And to watch just literally the raw talent and everything. And you talk about like Lane Taylor. I talked to him going through my walkthrough through the pits, and to go up to him and he's working on the car and everything else. I mean, this is a kid that is dedicated to what he does, and he sits there and he's hands on. He knows ins and out of that car. And I came up to him. I said, "Hey, bud," I said, "How you doing?" He says, "Doing pretty good." He says, "It's a little warm out." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "How do you feel about tonight?" And he says, "We got a good car. We'll be competitive and stuff, and we'll see how it goes." He's not optimistic. He's not going to sit there and go up and go, "You know what? Yeah, we got the fastest car. We're going to win." Blah blah blah. This kid is so smooth
but
talking.
This is what he knows. This is all he's ever done.
That's all he's done
since he was 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah,
all he's done
out
is
of the
race
womb.
cars. Yeah.
He raced out of the womb. Coming, you ask his mom or whatever like that, and it's like, well, labor went for this long, but I mean, he was out and ready in a Power Wheel, and off we went.
Yeah.
If I could only imagine, the stroller that they took. I mean, it was probably a Scooby-Doo stroller, and he was gone to go. But
5-horse Briggs.
Right? No restrictor, nothing like that. So 15 cars started the main event. One of them, I talked about how 14 qualified. We had one more person that showed up late, didn't qualify, so we had 15 that actually started the main. This is the running order from 15th up to 1st. The 41 of Mickey Thompson. Now, this is a 25-lap main, okay? only made 20 laps. Just had a little bit of an issue and stuff. 5 laps down. Just didn't, but it's okay. 41S of Andrea. Then the 88 of David Ward. The 13A of Bradley Line. The 70 of Macy. I think it's Logson. Would be the top 10. All right.
That's the bottom 5.
Well, yeah, that'd be the bottom 5. Nowhere in the top 10.
Right.
Mason Denis, Haley Bloodgood, Miles Massey, Parker Hadlock, Casey Starr would be the 6, and now getting up in the top 5. The 11C of Colin Mackey. Now check this out. Dakota Drake, Casey Smith, Jesse Slotfeld was 2nd.
See, now that surprises me because that kid at Sunset is, and we've both seen it. Last year he was just the man.
This is the thing. When Lane Taylor, that won this, when he got out front,
just done.
He was hard to beat.
See seriously. I'm not trying to pop off about Lane, but that really surprised me because we know how fast Schlotfeld is at Sunset in that 21 car. He's typically the guy.
These guys were literally running where nobody else was, and that was way up high. That was all the way up to the cushion, and neither one of them. As soon as they all kind of went out, Lane Taylor and Jesse would just, they went straight to the top. There was no going down to the bottom unless they really, really had to. They pushed the cushion every single time. It was amazing to watch these two young drivers do it. He comes over. Now, mind you, what I talked about, a 14.271 still beats the track record of what happened back on the 28th of May. But he won it, check this out, 1.241 seconds over Jesse Slotfeld. 25 laps.
That's a pretty good performance.
Blistered it, man.
That's a pretty good performance.
And it's cool to watch both those kids and stuff because both Jesse and Lane Taylor, again, Dakota Drake, Casey Starr. These kids are coming up, and it's ridiculous. So, 600 micro opens.
Now these cars, I want to hear these qualifying times.
So qualifying time, of course, 74 miles an hour. Well, let's just go 75 because it's 74.7, right? 13.630 at basically 75 miles an hour. The 21 of Jesse Slotfeld.
That is
crazy, isn't it? It just absolutely just crazy. And the thing is you think this, the 86 of Jeff Little, right, was Jeff Little was 2nd. The 4B of Jeff Broadwell was 3rd. 6 cars qualified. John Farrell, Rob Arnaz, and then Greg Nichols, was 6th. That was the qualifying order. So go into Heat 1. We had one heat for these guys. And the 51F of John Farrell. Now, this guy was bad fast. Again, of course, battling it out with Jesse Slotfeld. Man, but, these two guys were incredible fast. Jeff Little, Jeff Broadwell, Arnaz, and Nichols would run out the top 6. And the heat race.
Now Broadwell, and we're talking about kids. Now Broadwell, he's no kid.
No, he's not.
That's a veteran driver. Has been around a while, and we talked about him earlier in the season. So did he hold his own against the kids? Because
he did. But realistically, when it came down to it, it was Farrell and Schlotfeld in the heat. Those two guys were just. They were gone. It was amazing just to watch these guys because again, Schlotfeld was on fire. He's definitely the card P. And I talked to John Farrell, earlier and stuff too. And I asked him. I said, what is it going to take to beat some of these youngsters? He says, just beating them.
Mm-hmm.
All these guys and stuff. I asked him. I said, well, what is it going to take to do this, or what are they going to? He says, man, this is just going to take time and patience, and just to get up front and run your own line, and that's the thing. But this is let me see.
So once again, guys, don't forget Crocker's call-in, Crocker's Cars call-in line, 360.
We got a text, so that's why I'm kind of
360-910-6008. 360-910-6008 is the number for the Crocker's Cars call-in line tonight. You guys want to talk about something here when we're done here after the Sunset segment? Give us a call. We'll talk. You can chat with us live on the Spreaker app. I mean,
absolutely,
it's all about the fans, man.
All about the fans. So this is the main event. This is how this went. 25 laps for this main event, starting from 6. Jesse Slotfelt.
Again.
No, 6th.
Oh, 6th.
6th, last.
What?
Okay. Let me run through the order, and I'll explain to you what happened.
Let's talk about this.
The 38 of Nichols, Arnez was 4th, Broadwell 3rd, Jeff Little 2nd, John Farrell 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, you want to hear a little drama?
Talk to me.
Little drama? All right,
you
son. So, this is how this went down. Jesse Slotfield, John Farrell, just like Heat Race, gone.
Gone.
Right?
Checked out. Race of their own.
So, come to find out, about 6 laps into it or so, 7 laps into it. Well, let's go 8 just to be on the bright side.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, coming down the backstretch, going in 3 and 4, you hear this, bah! Like, huh? Slow. Jesse basically it looked like it shut it down, right? Everybody passes him, he pulls in the infield, stops. I'm thinking, that ain't right. Come to find out, his dad was on the backstretch talking to people going, man, I don't know how that motor's holding up. Don't know how that motor's holding up. Well, they
didn't hold up.
Let me see. 5 laps into it, guess what? That motor did not hold up.
Oh, no.
Was one of those bad circumstances that it just, I mean, what do you do? I mean, you're that fast, and I mean, you have to run it the way, you're just gonna have to run it the way it is, and that's racing, right? So 5 laps in, 5 laps into it, that's all she wrote.
That's how it goes.
But I mean, hey, racing's racing. So this is the next cool thing, man. Let's get into the Northwest sprint, the non-wing sprint car stuff. This is 13 cars qualified for this. Let me get into this paperwork here and stuff. I got some great notes when it comes down to it. And 13 cars started the A main. But let's get into qualifying. The 52 of Tim Alberdine, right? Always fast. He's from Salem. Always bad fast. 65.436 was his fastest time at a 15.563. 65 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. Right? And I asked him, I said, how bad, I mean, do you like this track? He says, yeah. He says, it's not like Elma, or it's not like, anywhere else, or like the Grove, where we can just, haul it in.
Hold it down and
let
it ride.
He says, this is a driver's track.
You gotta drive.
He says, so the 3, this is my favorite car just because it has the Oregon Ducks all over it. And that's Wayne Van Raden.
And
the 3.
I'll tell you what, that's a fast dude at Sunset.
Yeah, he is.
He won that show last year.
Part of the sponsorship and stuff was the 15R of Jake Gilman.
Okay.
Jake Gilman was there, the 11X. Guess who qualified 4th? Gumby. Chris Batalja qualified out of 13 people. Gumby finally sat there and says, man, smooth is fast. I'll just hold it down here and qualify.
That's not front-wheel drive either.
Watching him in that 4B car.
A little more power, isn't it, Gumby?
It's so funny. Gumby's he's so awesome.
Fun. He's
got he's got Cookie Man Scott, with him and everything else that knows sprint cars left and right. He's got the Gilmans and stuff because he's driving the second car for the Gilmans. He's just having a blast. This is, something that he's always wanted to do, and he's getting a chance to do it, and now he's actually kind of, getting comfortable with, with what's going on and everything, and he's learning how he can't just, fooling it in there. He's got to actually drive the car. He says it's totally different without a wing, and I said, yeah, I have all that downforce.
Mm-hmm.
So,
makes a big difference.
Absolutely. So 13 cars qualified. So let's get into heat race number 1.
No dashes, or the dashes were set up by heat races.
Didn't have dashes.
No dashes.
No dashes that night, just because the simple fact is we had the 50-lapper. We wanted to make sure that those guys and stuff were taken care of. Want to make sure everybody was taken care of, but no dashes just because we were kind of running a little bit behind.
Sure.
So 2 heat races out of these guys. Like I said, 13 cars qualified. 6 in heat race number 1. The 15R of Gilman had a huge lead at the start. This is the cool. Alberdine battled with no one else besides the 16-year-old of Lindsey Barney.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, Miss Lindsay. Let's take a break. I want to talk about her. You talk about female drivers in the Northwest, up and coming stars, and I use the word star when I talk about Lindsey Barney. That